Yeah, I don't know that that was on.
It was on.
Okay. Is it in the sanctuary or just for the for the?
I just have it slightly in the sanctuary as slight reinforcement, but
Like,
yeah.
I figured.
Yeah. Test. Test. Testing. Cool.
Good morning, and welcome to the Universalist Church, in which love is the spirit. We are glad you are here in the sanctuary or anywhere in the world, especially those visiting or returning after time away. I am Lisa Smith-Horn, one of your representatives on our Board of Trustees. If you are a visitor, we hope you'll talk with our welcome team or visit our webpage, www.westhartforduu.org, to learn more about us. Our guest book or online contact page will help you to get onto our electronic mailing list. Our electronic communications are the best way for us to stay connected. We look forward to helping you become a part of the Universalist Church. We are still dealing with the pandemic, though the risk of severe illness is considered low. If you are unvaccinated or would prefer a mask, our ushers have some that we're happy to share. After worship, we'll have fellowship in Fisk Hall and through Zoom. If you need help finding your way to Fisk Hall for our fellowship hour, any member of the church will be happy to guide you. Just look for someone wearing a Universalist Church name tag and pretend I have mine on. You can find the link for Zoom in your weekly news or our Breeze calendar. If you aren't getting the weekly news, please sign up for it on our website. And now I invite you to take a moment to make your mobile phones silent, turn off your email, and put away your keyboards and settle in for worship.
Welcome to our visiting choir and to all who are here this lovely fall morning. If you happen to have your chalice at home, just light it with us. We join our lighting of our chalice with all the lights being lit in this world today. Today is not only our collective time to allow for our lights to shine, but it is a reminder that as a global community, we celebrate today World Food Sunday. And that as we are lighting our lights, we connect and provide food for each other on our journey toward wholeness. May the light we carry to, for, and with each other this day remind us that we are one another's life bread. We are not only responsible to share the food of our tables, but, and most especially, the food of our hearts, so that our lives become the nourishment of all we touch as we build and nourish the beloved community. Our opening hymn is number 6 in the gray hymnal. Please rise in body or spirit in the sanctuary or wherever you are as we sing together, just as long as I have breath. Please join me now in speaking the words of our affirmation, our covenant, as printed in your order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Please be seated. This morning, we do not have a specific story for the Time for All Ages. Rather, instead, we have Beth, who will present to you the story of how we nourish one another with real food.
Good morning. My name is Beth Brigham. I am the leader of the Fern Street Food Ministry Steering Committee and a member of this church. I have volunteered in the food ministry programs here at the Universalist Church since 2011. I've been in this current role since the spring of 2020, and I continue to volunteer at our pantry. My history with the food ministry is I ran our South Park Inn program for 4 years. We cooked and served a hot meal to about 6 residents monthly. This program ended in 2015, and I transitioned to volunteering at our food pantry. My father, Dick Brigham, was a member of this church and was very passionate about helping the underserved population. He was one of the founders of the Have a Heart program. My passion for what we do came from him. In 2012, the first food share truck rolled into our parking lot, and we distributed food to 72 neighbors in need. The Fern Street Food Ministry runs 5 different programs: backpack, food share truck, community breakfast, food pantry, and Have a Heart sandwiches. We have over 100 people who regularly volunteer across our programs. I'm here this morning to tell you about our current leadership needs in the food ministry. A co-leader for the backpack program, which Catherine Wilson has run for many years. We're looking for someone to join Catherine Wilson in managing this program. As a co-lead, you'll be helping coordinate with the church, manage communications with partner agencies, attend community events, assess program needs and growth opportunities, as well as work with Catherine and other program volunteers. Steering committee needs. The Fern Street Food Ministry Steering Committee is for people who are passionate about alleviating hunger in our community and making a meaningful difference in the lives of others. The committee provides leadership, guidance, and strategic direction for the Fern Street Food Ministry. We're looking to fill the following roles: Steering Committee co-lead / primary lead, somebody to work along with me, marketing and communications, fundraising and development, volunteer management and development, community partnerships, and project management. I asked our leaders to share a story and or information on their program to give you all an idea of what they do and who we serve. From Carol Oriole Jones, who happens to be here today, is the co-lead of our pantry. First, let me say, yesterday was our October pantry. We served 82 families, but Carol gave this to me after our September pantry. We had 88 households. Her favorite story is always the same. It's about one member, Sue, who has since passed away, who would bake cookies and cakes every month for others when we had our indoor pantry, even though she herself didn't have enough food. This was such an incredible story of generosity and kindness to her pantry community. Also this past September, a gentleman was helping a woman renew her membership. Her husband had recently passed away, and he was very graciously helped her. Some members have been with us since we started the pantry. They know each other and want to help each other. It is such a privilege to work at our pantry. It's a pleasure to work with volunteers who are kind and passionate about helping other Connecticut families. Some of our volunteers are high schoolers and others are retirees. Working at the pantry is a wonderful experience. From Lisa Schimbati and Peggy Gray, food share truck and community breakfast leads, as well as Have a Heart for Peggy Gray. Lisa leads the food share truck and Peggy leads the community breakfast. The Have a Heart makes 300 sandwiches weekly and delivers them to the House of Bread. For the food share truck, on September 19th, we served 126 households. The mobile pantry has a long-time partnership with the Connecticut Food Share Organization, and we serve 100 to 150 families every other Monday morning. Most people don't know we set up, serve these families, and clean up in 45 minutes. It's a fast, swift, generous distribution of a large variety of free, healthy foods. After our guests receive their food, they head to Fisk Hall for a free continental breakfast. At the breakfast, our guests can choose loaves of breads or bagels donated by Big Y and Panera. That's something both Big Y and Panera donate bread to us every single week, every single Friday, and socialize with other guests and volunteers. During this gathering, conversations and connections happen as we have created long-term relationships with our guests. From Catherine Wilson, leader of the Fern Street Backpacks. Fern Street Backpacks is the weekend food assistant program for West Hartford Public School students with food and nutrition insecurity. 52 weeks of the year, we pack for students and their families at all 16 public schools in town and deliver directly to the schools or to the town library, our hub on the south side of town. Food bags are filled with 6 to 12 pounds of a balance of wholesome basic food items along with helpful non-food supplies for families. Currently, we have 95 students in our program consisting of 40 families with a total of 135 family members. Additionally, we serve as an emergency resource for the school district, home delivering fresh food, supplies, and household items to some 20 families annually. Catherine's client story. Mama M is a single parent in recovery from addiction, battling breast cancer and living in a small apartment across town with her high school freshman daughter. Without transportation and with limited mobility and health, Mama M is of full determination, pride, and overflowing with gratitude. She loves soft apples and bananas even more. Sweets bring a very big smile to her face. She cannot access our program easily, so we go to her weekly with home deliveries of some of what she needs: fresh produce, basic food, living and household supplies. And since she lives on the first floor of her building facing the parking lot, she and her parakeet Kiki take the deliveries through her living room window. Her warmth and positive outlook are contagious. Coordination of Fern Street Backpacks involves 25 volunteers, 40 liaisons in the schools and libraries, 2 food banks providing 25,000 pounds of inventory, 5 storage rooms in the basement here in the church, 25 private donors, and a whole lot of TLC. An energetic, creative, flexible, and passionate congregant to share in this coordination is necessary if this program is going to continue its immense contribution to the community. In addition, in the Fern Street Food Ministry, we are blessed to have Ty Feaster, our social action coordinator, join our team. And I want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to all our wonderful volunteers. I'll be in Fisk Hall at Fellowship Hour. If you're interested in learning more about roles that are open or what we do, feel free to see myself, and I believe Carol and Vicki will also be at the table. Thank you so much.
We are now in the 3rd week of our stewardship campaign, as our banners express. The time when we all look at how we will commit to supporting this congregation in this year to come. Our giving provides the great majority of financial support for this church, meeting our staffing needs, maintaining our building, and creating the programs, outreach, and social action work that we all cherish. For the month of October, we'll be hearing from members of the congregation about how this community has changed their lives and how that's influenced their commitment to supporting our religious and spiritual home. Today, we'll hear from Matt Egan. Maggie just wants to come and join you, Matt. Not a big deal.
She would certainly improve the aesthetic, you know. Okay. Good morning. Hey, Henry, can you hear me? Okay. My name is Matthew Egan. My wife, Sarah, my children, Henry, Grace, and Maggie are out there in the congregation. And I am here to tell you why we give our money to this congregation instead of spending it on steak or golf. When you have a child as special as Grace, whom you have all heard, you never know if you are welcome. Years ago, I tried to sign her up for swim lessons at a pool here in town. And I was told she was not welcome on Saturday with the other children, but that she had to come on Wednesday at 5:30, a super convenient time for working families. Another time on a flight back from Orlando, okay, the Magic Kingdom, Grace was seated across the aisle from me next to my wife and Henry. Maggie was not yet a gleam in our imagination. And Grace began to hum in the way that she does, the way that she is when she is excited and content and happy. And the man seated next to me leaned over and said, "Are the parents doing anything about that?" And I said, well, I'm her father, so no. It was an awkward flight for the, I've never seen anybody read the vomit bag instructions with such intensity. And so we never know if we are welcome. But here we say it every week. We are a welcoming community. It does not matter the color of your skin. It does not matter whom you choose to love. It does not matter how you choose to identify. But where the rubber meets the road is with us. Because, look, anybody would want my son in their congregation. He's a wonderful boy, and I'm proud of him every day. Everybody would want Maggie in their congregation because she is a wonderful, bright child, and she's going to turn 5 on Tuesday. But I know there are some of you who would prefer to hear Ted play Moonlight Sonata in the stillness befitting All Things Considered on NPR. And so I know, we know. Very few of you will have a minute as pressure-filled as the moment of silence in this church that we feel for the moment of silence in this church. Okay? Because sometimes Grace is just not feeling the silence. All right? But so many of you have been welcoming to us. So many of you have opened your doors and opened your hearts in times of tragedy for us, in times of great joy that are still overwhelming, like when Maggie was born. And when you have a child as special as Grace in your family, you do not take that for granted. There is an epidemic of isolation in our country. It is particularly felt by families with people who have children with disabilities, because we never know if we are welcome. And the only way through that is to care for each other. I lost a friend to suicide during the week. He loved this building. It was a place where he came to remain sober. And he loved this building. And he reminded me that W.H. Auden said, "Love each other or perish." We give our money here so that we do not perish. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. The voluntary offering, the sharing of our resources for our shared work as a religious community, is a spiritual practice for all of us. By offering your time, talent, and treasure to this community, you help us serve the members, friends, and wider community of this congregation. As part of that service, we share our general offering each week with organizations that do work in the world that brings us ever closer to creating the beloved community of which we are a part. This month, we share our offering with Q+. This organization is one that we are incubating in our building that supports and nurtures queer youth in the broader Hartford area. Q+ started as a grassroots, community-based, youth-led, volunteer-run organization with the goal of filling the gaps they saw in queer youth programming across Connecticut. They work to create space for queer youth to be authentically and entirely themselves. Every event and program they support is born of a need identified by the queer youth that are a part of that organization. To give electronically, please use the QR codes on your order of service, the links in the description for this service, or those on our website to make your donation to our offering. Here in the sanctuary, our offering will now be gratefully received. community and our wider community in the week ahead. Please rise in body or spirit as we speak our congregational reading, number 661 in the back of the gray hymnal, "The Heart Knoweth." I will speak the words in Roman type, and I will ask you to speak the words in italics. We have a great deal more kindness than is ever spoken. The whole human family is bathed with an element of love like a fine ether. How many persons we meet in houses whom we scarcely speak to, whom yet we honor and who honor us. How many we see in the street or sit in the church, whom though silently we warmly rejoice to be with. Read the language of these wondering eye beams. The heart knoweth. Let us now join in singing our doxology. Please be seated. There have been no requests from any of our congregants regarding their health and well-being this Sunday, so we should be very grateful. However, I believe this is a fine time for our collective grace to flow together and reach corners of our world that need our prayerful support and spiritual honoring. So let us join our heart songs and our voices for all those who need our support, care, compassion, and deep love as we pray with the words adopted from Yaneshwara. I honor the God and goddesses, the eternal parents of the universe. The lover, out of boundless love, takes the form of the beloved. What beauty! Both are made of the same nectar and share the same food. Out of supreme love, they swallow each other up, but separate again for the joy of being two. They are not completely the same, but neither are they different. None can tell exactly what they are. How intense is their longing to be with each other? This is their greatest bliss. Never, even in jest, do they allow their unity to be disturbed. They are so averse to separation that even though they have become this entire world, never for a moment do they let a difference come between them. They are refuge. They are life. Let us now take a few moments of silence and hold all of what we know and need together in this silence. may we be the refuge to one another and live our life as refuge this week. Please join me now in singing Spirit of Life.
Our first reading is from True Refuge, Finding Peace and Freedom in Your Own Awakened Heart by Tara Brach, PhD. The Buddha offers a radical promise, one that Buddhism shares with many wisdom traditions. We can find true refuge in our own hearts and minds, right here, right now, in the midst of our moment-to-moment lives. We find true refuge whenever we recognize the silent space of awareness behind all our busy doing and striving. We find refuge whenever our hearts open with tenderness and love. We find refuge whenever we connect with the innate clarity and intelligence of our true nature. In True Refuge, I use the word presence to try to capture the immediacy and aliveness of this intrinsic awareness. Presence is hard to describe because it's an embodied experience, not a concept. For me, when I sense the silent, inner wakefulness that is here, I come home to a sense of wholeness. I'm at home in my body and heart, at home in the earth and with all beings. Presence creates a boundless sanctuary where there's room for everything in my life, even the illness that keeps me from surfing the waves. Moments of refuge truly foreshadow one of the great gifts of the Buddhist path, that we can be happy for no reason. We can love life just as it is. Our second reading comes from Small Kindnesses by Danusha Lamaris. I've been thinking about the way, when you walk down a crowded aisle, people pull in their legs and let you by, or how strangers still say bless you when someone sneezes, a leftover from the bubonic plague. Don't die, we are saying. And sometimes when you spill lemons from your grocery bag, someone else will help you pick them up. Mostly, we don't want to harm each other. We want to be handed our cup of coffee hot and to say thank you to the person handing it, to smile at them and for them to smile back, for the waitress to call us honey when she sets down the bowl of clam chowder, and for the driver in the red pickup truck to let us pass. We have so little of each other now, so far from tribe and fire. Only these brief moments of exchange. What if they are the true dwelling of the holy, these fleeting temples we make together when we say, "Here, have my seat"? Go ahead, you first. I like your hat.
I was greeted by grandmothers and included in circles in my most recent travels, both here in the States as well as in Mexico. And during that time, I paid close attention to my encounters with everyone. I noticed something almost immediately. I noticed that when people are in crowded spaces, we rarely look at one another. Even when we are offering a friendly greeting or just a simple thank you for holding a door or helping us down a set of stairs. Why is that? I questioned. Why are we not allowing our eyes to meet other eyes? Is this a leftover from the isolation and solitude of our COVID experience? Or is this a lack of courage to risk being engaged with another person? Are we frightened of what being a refuge for one another may really mean? Can we look into the eyes of another and answer yes to their life, their love, and their truth? The Webster Unabridged Dictionary, one of my favorite books on my bookshelf, defines refuge as both a noun and a gerund. So refuge is not only a place, but it is also an action. This means I can offer you a refuge, a place of safety, as well as provide refuge through my daily actions with and for you. The definition provided for the noun is a place of safety, a shelter from danger or distress. And the gerund definition is action taken to escape consequences, an expedient to secure protection. In our first reading, Tara Brock noted, "We find true refuge whenever we recognize the silent space of awareness behind all our busy doing and striving. We find refuge whenever our hearts open with tenderness and love. We find refuge whenever we connect with the innate clarity and intelligence of our true nature. We can truly discover how not only our grandmothers, but our grandfathers and all those who came before us offered us refuge, and how we truly can become the future grandmothers and grandfathers to all those with whom we can, this day and in the days to come, provide refuge. Today, Beth asked each of us to consider active engagement with our food ministry. She offered multiple opportunities to truly see one another and the needs of our neighbors, our fellow travelers on this life journey. She challenged us to act and to provide refuge for and to one another. When we live as a refuge for one another, life around us changes. We not only offer a place of safety, a shelter for each other, but those eyes that weren't seeing the other, suddenly we do see each other. We look deeply into the eyes and can feel the life energy flow from me to you and back again. We experience the sacredness of your being touching my being. We understand the holy of your presence as I stand present to you and all that you are, and you stand present to me in all that I am. as in the words from our second reading, mostly we don't want to harm each other. We want to be handed our cup of coffee hot and to say thank you to the person handing it, to smile at them, and for them to smile back. I offer you 3 suggestions this day to increase your capacity to be refuge, to embody in your very waking, walking, acting moments a place of safety and sacredness to each and every person you encounter. First, look directly into the eyes of everyone with whom you interact. It doesn't take long, just a second or two. Really look and hold their being in your being. Take that quality 1.5 seconds to see, really see. The second suggestion is to be the presence you can be in either your family, your workplace, or within your neighborhood. Remind yourself of Tara Brach's words, "Presence creates a boundless sanctuary where there's room for everything in my life, even the illness that keeps me from surfing the waves." My third and final suggestion is to find some active way you can participate in our food ministries. Build it into your weeks ahead. May these suggestions and any others that came from today's service allow you to live as a refuge, to extend your very being and becoming on a daily basis into the hearts and souls of those surrounding you, so that our work of building the beloved community touches us and those we touch. May it be so that we are refuge. Please join me now in singing hymn number 92 in the gray hymnal, Mysterious Presence, Source of All.
Thank
join me now in speaking together our unison benediction. Engage with the world in peace. Have courage. Hold on to what is good. Return to no person evil for evil. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Support the weak. Help the suffering. Honor all beings. Please remain for the postlude.